Thank you for purchasing the AF-S DX VR Zoom-Nikkor 18 to 200 mm f3.5 to 5.6G IFED lens. DX Nikkor lenses are specially designed for use with Nikon DX format digital SLR cameras, such as the D2 series and D50. When mounted on Nikon DX format cameras, the lens picture angle is equivalent to approximately 1.5 times the focal length in 35 mm. Before using this lens, please review these instructions and the notes on safety operations. Major features. This is a high-grade, internal focusing IF lens, employing a silent wave motor to drive the focusing mechanism, thus the S designation. As a result, autofocusing is smooth, silent, and almost instantaneous. With this lens, you can take pictures at shutter speeds approximately 4 stops slower than you ordinarily could without using a VR lens, expanding the range of usable shutter speed options and making telephoto shooting much easier without a tripod. Nikon measurement conditions are used in assessing the impact of VR technology. Autofocus or manual mode can easily be selected with the focus mode switch. Autofocusing with manual override is provided, allowing instant change from autofocusing to manual focusing. More accurate exposure control is possible when this is mounted on a Nikon camera having 3D matrix metering capability, because subject distance information is transferred from the lens to the camera body. Focusing, zooming, and depth of field. First, turn the zoom ring until the desired composition is framed in the viewfinder before focusing. If your camera has a depth of field preview stop-down button or lever, depth of field can be observed while looking through the camera viewfinder. When using internal focusing, the closest focusing distance of this lens is shorter than previous models at the same lens focal length, which utilize traditional helicoid focusing. Focusing. As this chart illustrates, the camera's focus mode is determined by settings on the camera and the lens. Enabling autofocus mode. The autofocus mode is selected when both the camera and the lens are in autofocus mode. Please adjust the camera for single servo or continuous autofocus mode. The lens is placed in autofocus mode by placing the indicated switch in the MA setting. Enabling manual focus mode. Manual focus mode is selected when either the camera or the lens are placed in manual mode. Enabling autofocus with manual override. Autofocus with manual override is available when both the camera and the lens are in autofocus mode. Autofocus is provided, but you can manually override the focus by operating the separate focus ring while lightly depressing either the shutter release button or autofocus start button on the camera body of cameras so equipped. To resume autofocus, remove your finger from the shutter release button, and then press the shutter release button lightly, or press the autofocus start button once again to cancel manual focus. For tips on getting good results with autofocus, please refer to notes on using wide or super wide angle AF Nikkor lenses. Vibration reduction, VR mode. Setting the vibration reduction on/off switch, figure B. When the on position is selected, vibration is reduced while the shutter release button is lightly pressed and also at the instant the shutter is released. Because vibration is reduced in the viewfinder, auto manual focusing and exact framing of the subject are easier. When the off position is selected, vibration is not reduced. Setting the vibration reduction mode switch, figure C. When the normal position is selected, the vibration reduction mechanism primarily reduces camera shake, making smooth panning shots possible. When the active position is selected, the vibration reduction mechanism reduces camera shake when taking pictures such as from a moving vehicle. In this mode, the lens does not automatically distinguish panning from camera shake. Notes on using vibration reduction. After you have lightly pressed the shutter release button, wait until the image in the viewfinder stops vibrating before fully depressing the shutter release button. When taking panning shots, be sure to set the vibration reduction mode switch to normal. If you move the camera in a wide arc when panning, vibration in the direction of that movement is not affected. For example, if you pan the camera horizontally, only vibration in the vertical direction is reduced, making smooth pans much easier. Due to the characteristics of the vibration reduction mechanism, the image in the viewfinder may become blurred after releasing the shutter. Do not turn the camera power off or remove the lens from the camera while the vibration reduction mode is in operation. Otherwise, the lens may emit a chattering noise if the camera is shaken. This is not a malfunction. Turn the camera power on again to correct this. With cameras such as the D70 series and D50 featuring a built-in flash, vibration reduction does not work while the built-in flash is recycling. When the lens is mounted on a tripod, the vibration reduction on-off switch is normally set to the off position. However, set the switch to on when using a tripod without securing the tripod head, or when using a monopod. If you set the camera's autofocus start button to on, vibration reduction will not operate. Flash photography using cameras with the built-in flash. To prevent vignetting, do not use a lens hood. Example: usable focal length and shooting distance for selected digital SLR cameras are as follows. When using the D100 or D200 with an 18mm focal length, a shooting distance of 1 meter or greater is recommended. At a 24mm focal length or longer there is no restriction. When using the D70S, D70, D50, with a 24mm focal length, a shooting distance of 1 meter or greater is recommended. At a 35mm focal length or longer there is no restriction. Setting the aperture. The aperture should be set on the camera body. Variable aperture notes. Zooming the lens from 18mm to 200mm decreases the maximum aperture 1 to 1/3 of an f-stop. However, there is no need to adjust the aperture, because the camera automatically compensates for this. When taking pictures using a built-in or separate exposure meter, or taking flash photographs in the TTL or non-TTL auto flash mode, use the aperture displayed on the camera. Using bayonet hood HB35. To attach the hood, align the lens hood attachment index on the hood with the lens hood mounting index on the lens. Then rotate the hood counterclockwise, as viewed from the camera side, until it click stops. Make sure that the lens hood mounting index aligns with the lens hood setting index. If the lens hood is not correctly attached, vignetting can occur. To facilitate attachment or removal of the hood, hold it by its base around the lens hood attachment index rather than its outer edge. To store the lens hood, attach it in the reverse position. To detach the hood, hold its base around the lens hood attachment index rather than its outer edge, then rotate the hood clockwise as viewed from the camera side to detach. This is the end of part 1. Please see part 2 of this instructional video for additional information.